Hi, Jenny. I'm
Hi.
Kami from the mamadiaries.com.
Hi.
You said, Marcel's been around for a while and has a huge fan base. Why is Marcel so special to you?
I think Marcel is special to me because he's very straightforward, but he's very sensitive. He has a really wide range of emotions. He's friendly, but he's also fearful sometimes. And um, I think he's precious to me because he's really funny, and I think he's precious because he's doing his best.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You've done a lot of voice acting, and Marcel's voice, it's so unique and it's adorable. Is there any sort of, technique that you use to create these different voices?
I mean, it's different from project to project. Sometimes people will say like, this character is like really fancy. Can you do like a fancy voice? And you work with the director to find that. Um, you know, but for the most part, like for the Marcel voice, I just kind of have to stick my finger in my ear because it's so quiet that I can't um amplify it very much. Yeah.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi.
So Marcel obviously has been around for a while, has quite a fan base. What was the impetus for the Vimeo series kind of to begin with, which I know kind of ties into the last question a little bit about the creation of being a shell, but why a movie now after all these years?
Well, actually, for us, it just took this long to make the movie. We were making we made the first short film in 2010, and then after that, we made two books and we made two more shorts, and that kind of took up about 3 or so years. And then by that time, we were like, we want to do more. We just want to expand the story. And so we found partners to help us make this movie. And the movie itself took 7 years. So it's not really like we did this thing 10 years ago and we kind of put it to the side and we walked away. We've actually been with it this whole time. It just was a slow process. Thank you.
Hi, Jenny. I
Hi.
was cracking up at the end when all the other non-shell beings showed up. My daughter was dying, especially with the tampon.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh my God, Mom." And I'm like, "That's hilarious." So
Yeah.
can you share a little more about these characters and the decision to include non-shell beings in the story?
Yeah, I mean, well, everybody in a family or everyone in a community obviously does not look exactly the same. And it feels really like an opportunity for such fun. I was not the person that designed those creatures. There's a wonderful artist who worked with us on the film who designed all of those little characters. My favorites are the mouse pencil with like the little we like tacks, and I love the Cheeto mama with her Cheeto babies. And number one favorite is, of course, the tampon. I just love that tampon so much. But yeah, I mean, I think this film is a asking us constantly to break down what people say is the norm and offer something slightly different while saying, we promise you'll know exactly what it is. We promise you'll know exactly what it is. Maybe not visually, you'll see something new visually, but like in your heart, you'll know exactly what it is.
I love it. Thank you.
Yeah.
So the story is close to you in your personal life. So you mentioned some of his characteristics, but what are some of those characteristics that are kind of yourself shining through in Marcel?
Well, I think that I am a very hopeful person, but I'm also very fearful. And I really reject the idea that the fear would cancel out the hope. I think the fear is something to pay attention to. It shows us, what we really want. It shows us what we want to happen. If we're afraid, for example, that will be, turned down, it means like, oh, you want to be accepted. And I think that's really, really good. It's sort of an inside out way of clarifying what you want for yourself. But I think it's still available. It's still a thing, you know, and you know, I also love to perform. I'm a performer and a friendly person. And I relate to the way that Marcel is just kind of like down to answer any question and wants to connect and doesn't overthink it. I think for better or worse, that's what I'm like. And, you know, I really need a community around me. I really do. And I really, really am dedicated to trying to make each day really enjoyable for myself, even in tiny little ways. And I think Marcel's like that too.
Thank you.